Hey guys, Raj Sangha of Car Security. We are back at Southam Bodies. Today is collection day for my 964 Turbo. So this journey has now finished. The car's done. I would say 100% done, but it's not, because the wheels need to go back on the speed lines, but obviously they've been refurbished, they're back in Hayes. Plus there's a few bits on the 964 we couldn't finish, which we'll explain. But gonna see the car now for the first time. Actually, I've seen a snippet of it, but I'm blown away by the paint. We'll talk about what we've done to the car, all the parts that we've replaced, and obviously the paint option we went with. Yes, it's black, but there were two options, so we'll discuss that. Follow me now. So we are here, reunited with the car. It's been about 5 months. Dropped the car in February, we're now in July. Could have been finished probably 6 weeks ago, but there were mega delays with parts. Greg, go and get your phone. Mega delays with parts, but that's expected with COVID and so on and Brexit. But the car's done and I am blown away. I am like super excited. So here we are guys, 964 Turbo. Obviously, as I mentioned, the speed lines are not on the car, it's with my cups. That are the cups that came with my 964 C2. Wow. Greg, stop hiding. Come. Greg, Southam Bodies, you've got used to him now. He can talk, but his knowledge is just fantastic. So, Greg, hello again.
Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you. Are you glad to get this out of here, or are you sad?
No, I'd like to keep it, in all fairness. But yeah, also nice to give it back to you.
Okay.
See the expression on your face when you walked in. Makes it all worthwhile.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of hard work's gone into it, as you can see. The car speaks for itself. It's been pulling heads. Every single person that's walked in the workshop, it's sort of sign on the dotted line as soon as they see it, kind of thing. But yeah, it's worth all the hard work, effort. A lot of money's gone into it as well, which I appreciate you spending on. It just makes the job so much better.
For all those that are asking, it is not for sale. Okay, that's not the reason why I did this restoration. The restoration was because the car needed it. It was tired, 25-year-old paint. 110,000 miles in the car. It's been painted, a few of the panels had been painted previously, but it's a bit tired. A lot of blistering on the front. So the car needed it, and to be fair, I bought it to what I believe is the best in the business. I've used Greg 3 or 4 times before now. I know the level of his fit and finish is second to none. So let's talk about the car. Okay, the colour. We went with black. As much as you tried to change my mind, should I say, to speed yellow or ruby stone red. I had to dig my heels in, so to speak, and we went with black. But there were two options in black. There was metallic and non-metallic, and we went with
a taxi black. It's like a base toner.
Okay.
Like a deep black. Works well with a lot of lacquer.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the car deserves it. Shows off the lines better.
I think it does. I think it does.
Just looks a little bit more masculine than metallic on this particular car. Makes it a little bit more brutal, I think. Yeah.
So let's talk about what we've replaced on this journey, and we'll reveal the cost at the end as well. So originally, I knew I had to get a new bumper because the original bumper was pretty tired, and it was just cost effective to get a replacement bumper. So we have a new bumper. But when we started stripping everything back, and if you've not watched this journey, we'll throw some links to the original episodes. You need to watch those episodes. So when we started stripping everything back, there was a lot of hidden rust. And it was probably best to replace those panels wherever possible. So in the end, we've had a new bumper, 2 new front wings, loads of rubbers, so all the rubber and perishables around the bumper. I think this is called the smiley face, did you say?
Smile seal.
Smile seal,
yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that's a Porsche part name or a a Greg name, I don't know. So the smiley seal.
It's Porsche name.
Is there a Porsche name? Okay. We've got new grills behind the front bumper, so I've replaced those. Lights. The original lights were okay, the lenses were a little bit tired, so I bought new lenses, but once we fit the lenses, we realised you could actually see a little bit of the rust on the inside of the actual light cluster itself. So either we had to strip the light cluster back and repair it, or buy new lights. So in the end, I bought new lights. So these are fresh lights, new seals again, refurb the wipers, new seal on the roof, new seals on the inside of the doors, which we will show you just here. So these are all new seals here, just a bit of a clean. New check straps, new seals around the shark fins and around the lower side skirts, new seals around the rear bumper. Now, one thing that we couldn't replace because of delays was the actual whole spoiler, so the whale tail. Still got one on order, including the rubber, so this is the original rubber. There is a slight little bit of lifting here, that was on the original rubber. So when that new spoiler arrives, it's going to be dropped to Greg. We're going to repaint the spoiler and fit the new rubber on the whale tail. So this is the original spoiler, but we are going to replace that. Challenges, I know we've had a few challenges along the way. Was it what you expected or a little bit more than you expected?
No, it was fairly straightforward, nothing too major. Just the fabrication side, which I knew that we'd have to do a little bit of fabrication. When we removed the wings, we found some more that needed doing, so we thought it's best to just carry on and do it. But for the age of the car, I think it's a really good car. Haven't been in any accidents, so we didn't have to sort any of that out. All the panel fitment's good. Trial fitted all the new panels before everything was painted to make sure I went back. But no, I mean, they're not straightforward cars to put back together, quite time consuming. To make sure
quite a few of these.
Yeah, so know all the tweaks and pulls, how to do them. Still time consuming, you can't seem to shave any time off. The more you do, you don't seem to get any quicker. It still takes a long time to put them back. Try not to mark everything when you're handling it. No, I enjoy doing them. I've done about 20 or 30 now, you know, including my own.
Probably more than that, to be
fair.
Yeah,
maybe. You forget after a time.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's plenty more booked in after people seeing this. So yeah, no, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. On to the next one. There's another one waiting on the other side. Same kind of job. Various people booking cars in for similar kind of work that this has had done. So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, keep them coming.
In terms of PPF, I know in my previous episode I mentioned that I wasn't going to PPF the car. I've now decided that I am going to PPF the car. Not the whole car, so it'll be just the front, the wings, the spoiler, the mirrors, and the side sections by the arches. I haven't confirmed who I'm going with, so we're in talks with somebody to do the PPF, but we'll highlight that on our social media anyway. Other than that, I'm actually, although I'm talking a lot, I'm actually lost for words because it's just so super cool to see the car in this state, knowing what it was like. You know, used the car for best part of 15 months, put a few thousand miles on it, enjoyed the car, but to see it now is just amazing, and to get it back and knowing that weather's fantastic, once I PPF'd it I can put some miles on it. Super excited. Okay, so we're not going to drive the car back to London because the last thing I want is between Southam Bodies and Hayes to get a stone chip, because I will be friggin' annoyed. So we're going to get the car trailered back, so we're waiting for Tony from Turbo Transport. We're going to get the car trailered back. We're going to get the wheels fitted. Tyres are still going to be fitted on the wheels, so we'll do that back in Hayes and we'll show you that. So we'll do the final reveal in Hayes once the wheels are on, and I'll let you know of the figure that it's cost. Greg has looked after me on the price. I've given him a fair amount of work over the years, and off the back of this, he has had quite a few people reach out. As I mentioned before, he's not cheap, but he's one of the best in the business. and there's a reason for that. It's in the final fit and finish. It's obviously the prep work that's the most important thing, and I know how much prep work went into this. So once you guys see this car in the light at a show, at Car Security, or at a show, at a Porsche event, you'll understand why I've paid the number that I've paid, and you'll understand, for those guys that are reaching out to him for a quote, you'll understand why he charges what he charges. So that's enough from me for now. I'm gonna get the car loaded up in the trailer and then back to Hayes. See you back in Hayes. Alright guys, time to load the turbo into the trailer. I'm here with Tony, hello, from Turbo Transport.
Mate, you all right?
It's in good hands, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Of course it is, otherwise why would I use him? So, load the car up, let's get it back over to Hayes and get the speed lines on. See you in a bit. Here we have it, my 964 turbo, 5 months in restoration. To say I'm blown away is an understatement. I think it looks better than the day it left the factory in 1993. The paintwork, the finish of the wheels, just the look, the stance, fantastic. Now, I did mention earlier on that I will throw a number out what it's cost. It's cost a lot more than I anticipated. I did have a budget, but I blew that budget out of the water, and that's something you need to take into account when you're restoring classic cars, because there's always going to be hidden rust. It's cost me best part of 25 grand. Yes, 25 grand. And that's a bit of mates rates there as well. So if you are looking to restore a 964 or anything similar, take that into account. Obviously there's a lot of panels in there, you know, which I've mentioned earlier on. I'm not going to go through that again. And just the Porsche bill alone from Porsche Reading, it's like 5 pages worth of accessories and parts and nuts and washers and bolts and you name it, grills, all sorts of stuff, arch liners, you name it, a lot of stuff. So it's a lot of money, but taking into account that these cars now are north of 100 grand, I think it's money well spent. So I'm going to end the video now, but before I do, a few thanks. Thanks to Ellie from Voodoo Motorsport for refurbing the Speedline wheels because they look fantastic. Lewis from Southam Tyres for getting the tyres put on at short notice. Tony from Turbo Transport for bringing the car back from Southam Bodies. Reading, Porsche Reading for all the parts. They really looked after me on the pricing and so on and so on. And most importantly, how could I forget? Well, I can't forget Greg Howell from Southam Bodies. He is the man when it comes to Porsches. He is the man when it comes to paint restoration. You can see in the final finish, it's fantastic. So thank you to all those guys. Thank you for watching. I will do another episode at some point. Obviously I'm going to do PPF on the front, and I haven't spoken about the engine and all the upgrades we've done there, so I'll do another video in a couple of months. But to be fair, all I want to do now is enjoy and drive the car, which I can't because I've got to PPF it first. So guys, thanks, like, subscribe, you know all of that stuff. Over and out.